Hello, in this video you can see we have a topology. So we are going to discuss routing concepts in this video. So I have shown all the devices here, and the IP address of every device is written with the device like this computer, but is not assigned, so I will assign here only. So 10111. So what should be the gateway? First of all, I am using here mask 255.255.255.0/24 I am using. So gateway would be 10.1.1.10. So gateway means IP address of router. So if I move to next computer, 10.1.1.2, subnet mask /24, gateway is 10.1.1.10. So in the similar way, I will assign IP addresses to next LAN, that is 20's LAN, 21.1.1. 255.255.255.0, 20.1.1.10. I have assigned next 21.1.2, 21.1.10. And to the server also in the same way, click on IP configuration 21.1.3, 21.1.10. So like this we can assign IP addresses. Now we have to configure the routers. So click on the router, go to CLI. So first of all it will ask a question, just type here no, and you are here in the CLI of router. So this is user mode, this is privilege mode, and this is global configuration mode. So first of all I am specifying the host name to the device. Now I will be configuring interfaces. Interface F is 0/0. Let me no shut the interface first of all. Then I will assign the IP. IP is 10.1.1.10. Next interface is FA 1/0. First of all, I will no shut the interface. Then I will assign the IP 12.1.1.1. So everywhere I am using /24. You should not be confused with the subnet mask. So you can see the color of the port is now green. Earlier it was red. Red means the port is administratively down. Green means it is up, and orange means it is in processing. Like I told you, a switch port goes through some states. Now I will configure next router. So first of all enable, then configure terminal, then I will specify a host name R2, again interface F0/0. First of all no shut, then IP address 21.1.10. Interface F is 1/0, no shut, IP address 12.1.1.2. So these are the IP addresses. For now I am not configuring the public network or any device which is existing on public network. So we will discuss in the upcoming videos. But for now our motive is to understand the concept of static routing. And before static routing, I will show you some basics concepts of routing. For example, for now, if you want to send packet from 10.1.1.1 to 20.1.1.1, will R1 be able to forward the packet? So move to R1 and run a command. So if you want to check routing table of the router, the command is show IP route. So you can see R1 only knows about 10s and 12s network, which are directly connected to it. R1 don't know anything about 20s network. So if I try to send a packet from here to here, the result will be failed. I will not get any positive result. So in this result is fail. Next, now what is present in this routing table? So first of all, the things you can see here as codes. So codes means how this particular information is present in the table. Like I can see here the code C. C means these particular networks are directly connected to the router. But if with some routes you see the information S, S means this information is statically entered into the router. So if we are learning routes from different protocols like EIGRP, OSPF, so I will be able to see D, O, I, all these things. So that we will also see in the future videos. So if you ask me how should I configure a static route, so command will be IP space route. So let me write here first of all, IP space route. First of all, you have to specify the destination network. After that, subnet mask for that network, and at last you will specify the next hop. Next hop means what will be the next hop address to reach this particular network. Like on R1 I am specifying IP route 2110, subnet mask is /24, and next hop IP is R2's interface IP. So R1 is connected to R2 and R2's interface IP is 12112. So next hop IP is 12112. So I'm telling R1, if you want to reach this particular network, send packet to this particular next hop. And now what R1 will do, R1 will try to resolve that how R1 can reach this particular next hop. So R1 knows if R1 want to reach 12th network, it should send packet out of which interface, FA1/0. It means now R1 knows if R1 has to reach 12112, it should send packet out of which port, FA1/0. Next, we have to define route on R2 also. Let me show you the routing table of R2. As you can see, only two networks are present, 12th network and 20th network. So how I will define IP space route? So R2 don't know about 10th network. So first of all I have defined the destination network, then the mask, then I have to define the next hop, that is 12.1.1.1, the IP address of R1's interface. Now guys, if I try to ping from R1 from this user to this user, it should be successful because both of the routers know about the indirectly connected network. So let me try to send a packet. So this time also it has failed. Let me delete all the results and let me try to send the packet again. So we can see the packet is failing every time. So now we have to troubleshoot why the particular communication is not happening. So at last I'm trying just once. So now you can see communication is successful. Now you can ask me why the packets were dropping. Guys, concept is very simple. We are sending a packet from 10.1.1.1 to 20.1.1.1. It means I cannot directly send it to 20.1.1.1. I have to send it to R1, R1 will send it to R2, R2 will send it to 21.1.1. And this is a rule in networking. Whenever I have to send a packet, I have to send a packet to the next hop, I should know MAC address of that particular next hop. In this case, when I try to send packet from 10.1.1.1 to 20.1.1.1, I am not sending it directly to 20.1.1.1. I am sending it to the gateway, which is 10.1.1.10. So first of all, user should have MAC address of the gateway. Then R1 has to send packet to R2. So R1 should have MAC address of R2. Then R2 has to send the packet to 21.1.1. It means R2 should have MAC address of 21.1.1. So all these, you can say, all these calculations or all these resolutions will take some time. I call them ARP resolutions. So in network, the communication will not be direct. It will take some time, like you will get 2 to 3 drops. After that, communication will be successful. And why I was getting the drop, the reason was at that time ARP was getting resolved. So this is how we can configure static routing. Next, if I check now the routing table of routers, you can see I have a route information that is saying that 20 is network, and you can see here a keyword S. S means static. Static means I'm configuring this particular route manually on the router. After that, you can see 1/0. 1 is administrative distance. So I told you whenever you have to compare multiple routes, we can use administrative distance to define which route is best. And by default for static routing, AD value is 1. Next, what is this 0? Actually, this is metric. Metric is used by dynamic routing protocols. Metric is not used by static routing. And you can see here via 12112. So this is the next hop to reach this particular network. So this is how you can read your routing table. So in routing table, we have few codes like C, S. It is showing that how the routes are present in routing table. Then we have the network information. Then we have administrative distance. Then we have metric. Then we have next hop. So all these things are present in routing table. And how to configure that route, I have shown you. You can check the configuration also for the router, show run. So this is the route configuration present on the router. So if you want to copy it, you can copy it and you can paste it in your notepad file. So guys, in this video we have learned different codes present in routing table and also how you can configure static routing. Thank you.